Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to a reading for, sorry, I'm just dropping cards here. I got it. It was a 10 of Pentacles right there. So, welcome to your reading for the week of July 29th. We're going to jump right in here, and we're going to see what is going on for you. You have a spirit world. It says your spirit guides are sending you helpful people and opportunities your way. You have this up in the air card. It says this situation has many unknown elements due to the influence of others. You know, it's interesting to me that a lot of people have been getting, you know, kind of like similar ideas in their readings that they need to be careful of other people and like who they listen to. And again, I don't think this has to be some sort of like huge, you know, drama-filled issue, right? And what I would say is it's pretty simple. I think you just need to look at the advice and the information you're receiving from the people around in your life or the people around you. And if it comes from a place of like, you know, peace, joy, love, happiness, abundance, growth, you know, all those things, then that is a good advice to follow. If it comes from a place of fear, then it is probably not a good good piece of advice to follow. So again, I think, you know, I don't think we have to like, you know, have a bunch of drama in our life and, you know, cut a bunch of people out or anything like that. I think all we have to do is pay attention and we will be fine. And, you know, I feel like this reading is really, you know, that first part of the reading there is really kind of like saying, you know, that, you know, if you're feeling influenced by people or, you know, if people are telling you like, oh, don't do this, don't do that, you know, then that is a place of fear. And I feel for a lot of you, this is just saying, you know, pay attention to where people are coming from. With the you have the 5 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, and 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, it doesn't really surprise me. I really just feel, you know, August in general, I think the whole summer, even though, you know, August is basically the end of the summer, but I would say like a little bit longer, you know, into September, more or less, that, you know, people are really going to be working on fixing their financial situation, whatever it is, even if it's positive, right? You could still improve it in some way. So I think a lot of people are just kind of focusing on that. You even have the 8 of Pentacles, which again, same thing. 8 of Pentacles is kind of like head down, nose to the grindstone, putting the work in, you know, creating abundance. And so I feel for a lot of you that whatever you're working on, you could be creating a lot more abundance in your life. You also have the 9 of Pentacles at the end, which is total abundance and pre-Empress energy. So whatever you're doing, I would just keep doing it with, you know, especially with the 8 of Pentacles. I feel like your hard work is about to pay off with this energy as well. You know, if he kind of backs up and he looks at what he's done so far, he will realize that he has done a lot of work. You know, he has actually accomplished quite a bit. So I feel that a lot of you have, you know, a lot of you Scorpio people have accomplished quite a bit, and you need to kind of like pat yourself on the back. I feel you need to have more fun as well. 2 of Pentacles is like work hard, play hard. And so the 2 of Pentacles sometimes comes up when we have only been working and we haven't been doing anything for ourselves, or we haven't been doing anything to enjoy ourselves or to have fun. And I feel like the 2 of Pentacles is really saying like it's time for you to do something, you know, nice for yourself. Or, you know, even the 9 of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy. So the Empress is all about self-care and taking care of yourself. And I feel it would be a good time to, you know, do something nice. Nice for yourself here, Scorpio. Here you go. With the 5 of Pentacles, you have the 10 of Pentacles. So there you go. It's meant to come out, apparently. And the 10 of Pentacles is total abundance. You know, I always say that I think the 10 of Pentacles is something that we do long-term. You know, I think, yeah, the 10 of Pentacles can represent inheritance, wealth, all these things. But 10 of Pentacles is building and leaving a legacy. And, you know, 10 of Pentacles is something that we will be doing for a very long period of time. You know, this isn't something that we just do overnight. So I feel for a lot of you, this is saying, you know, this is something that you're going to be doing for a while. With the 8 of Pentacles, you have the Strength card here. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you have, you know, been working very hard. Like I said, I kind of get that feeling on the 8 of Pentacles that it's saying your hard work is about to pay off. The Strength card is kind of a card of your hard work paying off. You know, the Strength card, the lady on the card, is being strong. She has had to tame her inner beast or her inner critic. And I feel for a lot of you that you've done a lot of work on yourself is what this is saying. And now you are kind of going to be reaping the rewards. With the 2 of Pentacles, you have the Emperor. Yeah, for those of you that want love, it's kind of interesting. I said pre-Empress energy here. You know, you could be attracting a divine counterpart into your life, and it's almost like the reading is saying you're ready now. You know, you're pre-Empress energy. It's like you're almost the Empress, or, you know, take it how it resonates. Could be the person that you're attracting into your life as well as almost the Empress. So we have the 2 divine counterparts here. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this risk card. It says success will find you. The odds are in your favor. You have this taking off card. It says things will take off much sooner than expected. So whatever you're thinking about doing, I think that, this is saying take the risk. This is going to sound messed up, Scorpio, but I kind of feel like what you have to take the risk on is for the risk of your heart being broken. And, I don't think this is only talking about love. Our heart can be broken in business or in our career. And so I feel sometimes we do take a risk in like work or business and something doesn't work out and it's like a letdown, right? And I feel like the Three of Swords and that risk card are saying, these are past heartbreaks. Those three swords are in your heart, and you have to remove those swords so that you can heal your heart. And I also feel like it's saying, take the risk of potentially being heartbroken. And I'm not saying you are going to be heartbroken, but what I am saying is that I think the idea or the plan that you have right now, that there is a risk that you will be heartbroken, but I don't think you will. The rest of your reading is amazing. You have the Sun, the Wheel of Fortune, the King of Wands, being bold, being assertive. And so you have the Nine of Pentacles and even the Magician, even the Seven of Swords is good because it's coming up in the area of the good stuff. And I feel like it's saying, take that risk that things can be different. You have the King of Cups. The King of Cups could definitely be love coming in for you. Could be another water sign. Could also be a Leo. Could be an Aries. Could be a fire sign. Could be any sign. General reading. But whatever it is, doesn't matter. I think that the King of Cups has very stable emotions, and he has explored his emotions, on a very deep level. So I feel for a lot of you, this could be you attracting new love into your life. And yeah, I just feel it's really that's all I feel is love. You also have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is kind of like a card of rushing. And so I would say no rushing or jumping to conclusions at this time. We have Mercury going retrograde, and sometimes during Mercury retrograde, something that can happen is that people can kind of like rush into your life, and they can say like, "Oh my God, the sky is falling," but really it's not. So I would be careful if you have someone who rushes into your life and tells you something. It could be anything. Like a good example is like sometimes I think people think that maybe someone rushes in and it's like, oh my God, everybody, I heard everybody's getting fired in your department at your job. But it's like, it might not be true. And that's how I think of the Knight of Swords. Is like sometimes he can be a person that rushes in and says something that just where they don't have all the details. It's kind of like telephone game, and they aren't saying the right thing. And maybe they don't have, bad intentions. Their intentions are probably good. But again, it might you need to get all the details. It might not be true. Same thing. And by the way, what's also popping into my head is that if you're having like any expensive work done, like to your car or your house or something, it might be a good idea to get a second opinion. Sometimes I feel the Knight of Swords is saying that, it's like maybe the person that you have gone to like fix something, it's like maybe they don't have bad intentions, but they just might not know the right way to do things, or they might only know an expensive way to do things. So I always think it's a great idea to get a second opinion on the Knight of Swords. With the King of Cups, you have the Eight of Swords. Someone's closed off. So again, if you want love, I do feel this is a new person that could be coming in for you. And I'm not sure if it's them that's trying to guard their heart, or if it's you, or if it's both of you. But I kind of feel that, one or the other person here needs to open up. So again, if you want love, you could be dealing with a person who has been hurt in the past. Could also be you. And, the good news is you have the Sun, so I'm not even really worried about it. I feel like one of the people will open up here. Here you go with the Three Swords. Can't make this up. You have the Fool. So like I was saying, I think you need to take a risk on your heart being broken. And again, that does not mean your heart is going to be broken. I think that it is just the risk, or that is how you see the risk that you're about to take. For most of you, I do feel it's financially related. It absolutely could be love. Like maybe you want to take a leap of faith towards a person. And, I really feel like no matter what way we go, we have a positive outcome here. So, again, I think it will be worth the risk. And the Fool is saying you're ready as well. The Fool only normally has like a tiny little sack on his back, and he's about to go through the whole major arcana. It says he has everything he needs right here, right between his two ears. So it's like you're ready for this next step. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Ace of Wands. Knight of Swords and the Ace of Wands, to me, represents focusing on things that create more momentum and speed in your life. So the Knight of Swords is a good card for building momentum. And the Ace of Wands would represent the things that are taking off. And again, you have this card that says things will take off much sooner than expected. So I would definitely pay attention to things in life that create more speed and remove friction from your life. I'm a big fan of doing this. I might have actually said this to you. I feel like I'm repeating myself to you right now. But I talk about this in readings from time to time. Years ago, I kind of figured out, creating slip and slides in life. So I always look at, whenever I'm stuck, I look at where I'm stuck and I look at how I can turn it into a slip and slide. Like, how can I remove as much friction as I can as possible? And I kind of feel like that's what these two cards are saying. It's like anything you're trying to create or do, removing the friction is going to lead to the abundance. We even go up to the Nine of Pentacles here. And so whatever you're doing, and wherever you're experiencing friction, it's like, how can you remove friction? You have the Scales card. It says justice and documents. You have the Switch. It says magic and curse on it. So I feel for a lot of you that there could be justice coming in for you. I don't really feel like you feel that. I don't really feel that you are cursed. I think that it's just a repeat cycle. You have the Wheel of Fortune here, and the Wheel of Fortune is a good card, but I'm wondering if you are kind of like repeating something, or you feel like that's where the fear of the heartbreak is coming from, is that you're worried that you're just going to repeat a cycle again. And the Wheel of Fortune really says, well, no, you're not going to repeat a cycle again. And so I do feel like things are kind of like turning in your favor in your life, where things are going to be improving. Again, the Wheel of Fortune represents things turning in your favor. So I do feel things will be kind of like improving with the Wheel of Fortune. I also feel it's like a very lucky time for you. You have the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun, which would be extremely lucky, or would, greatly increase the luck in your life. The Sun is, blessings and fortune. But the Sun also kind of shines a light on things that you need to pay attention to. So the Sun always reminds me to like pay attention to your attention. And so, it's kind of like hard to say, but if your attention, or if you just start your attention is like all of a sudden focusing on something randomly during the day, that can be the Sun energy. It's like trying to get your attention on things that could bring more blessings into your life. So if you have like random insights throughout the day, random intuition hits, or you just start thinking about something, or you become interested in something, I would move towards it. Learn more about whatever you're thinking about, or try to work in that direction, and that's where the success will come from. You have the King of Wands, and the King of Wands about being bold, being assertive, really making things happen. So part of me kind of feels that's what you could be doing. I also do feel that not only, you could be attracting someone who has good emotions, but you could also be attracting a real kind of like action taker here with the Emperor and the King of Wands. So this could be like a very kind of like bold, assertive, motivated type of energy that I'm getting here. And again, that could be like the type of person that you are attracting. With the Sun, you have the Four Swords. Yes, right here, going this way, I feel like you are healing from a heartbreak, or you are removing these swords from your heart. The Three of Swords is meant to be temporary. It's raining on the Three of Swords, and it doesn't rain forever. And so I feel for a lot of you that you have gone through a healing. Normally there's a person in the stained glass window on the Four Swords who is blessing another person, and it kind of says that to get the blessings, you have to heal. And I feel a lot of you maybe have been going through healing and you're getting the blessings. Can't make this up. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Sun. I literally said that these two were connected, and they obviously are, but I feel like there's a much deeper connection between the Sun and the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune spins in any direction, and, it spins forwards and backwards, and I always say it's like the washing machine of life. It's like some people, they don't choose a direction. They don't choose to take control of their destiny. They just get tossed all over the place. And I feel like what this is saying is that the Sun is guiding you in a direction that is going to lead to a change in your fortunes, or is going to lead to more abundance, or pre-empress energy, or whatever it is that you want. And so I really would pay attention to your attention in this reading. With the King of Wands, you have the Hermit. See, I feel like for those of you that want love, I feel like you're attracting a very spiritually developed person. The Hermit has been through a dark night of the soul. He's climbed to the top of a mountain. So clearly you have attracted a person who's done a lot of growing and spiritual type growth. Even the King of Cups, the King of Cups is sitting in the middle of the ocean, and he has explored his emotions to a very deep level. And so I feel like you're attracting a very evolved type of person here. It is kind of funny because I do feel like this person might be a little bit of a shut-in, This might be the type of person that just likes to stay home, or doesn't go out much, or they could be in hermit mode right now. It's kind of funny also that, I feel like this way, you could have your eye on a person, but they might be like a little bit hard to access or something. But again, I do feel this could be a very good person for you. I just feel, with that hermit, I kind of feel you could be attracting a person who really protects their energy, and I feel like that's what's going on here. And it could be a Virgo as well. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Let It Shine card, and you also have this Bee Spirit. It says sweet results await. With the sun twice, it might be time for you to kind of like shine your inner voice with this energy. It might be time for you to like speak up. And even with the hermit, the hermit has a star in his lantern. And I always say that like he needs to shine that star out all over the place. The next step for the hermit is for him to come down from the mountain. He's gone up like one side of the mountain. He's done his soul searching. But the hermit is a teacher. Now he needs to come down the other side of the mountain, and he needs to teach what he has learned. But the hermit doesn't teach when he comes down. He doesn't teach from by teaching. Like he doesn't tell anyone to do anything. He becomes a living example. That is his next step. So I feel for a lot of you that it's time to get results so that you can be a living example for other people in your life. And again, with Pluto going into Aquarius, I always say that the most spiritual thing that we can do right now is be a living example for other people. We don't have to teach, or we don't have to tell people to do anything. We just have to do it. You have the Nine of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, and the Magician. The Nine of Pentacles, of course, is abundance, pre-Empress energy. She really takes care of herself as well, which keeps popping into my head in your reading. She has 3 pentacles here, 6 pentacles over here. She always keeps more than enough energy for herself over here, and she's willing to give 3 pentacles worth of energy to anything that she is working on or creating or doing in her life. So I feel for a lot of you that this is kind of like saying that you need to protect your energy, but you are, building more abundance. You have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords in the good stuff would represent tactics, and the Seven of Swords comes up like crazy nowadays. Pretty much everyone for the past like 6 months has had the Seven of Swords. I think it's because we've entered into a new world, I believe, where the rules have changed, and we need to start thinking tactically. Like, is there a better way to live your life? Is there a better way to do the things that you're doing? He's, instead of going to war, he is stealing those swords from an army in the background, and he's doing things differently. So I feel for a lot of you, this is just saying that there's better ways to do everything, and you have to discover those ways. You have the Magician. The Magician is about manifesting, of course, and I feel that he is kind of like pointing up to all of this with his wand, and he's pointing down to the ground. I always pull the card that he's pointing to, and here you go. You have this Phoenix card. It says, you've been through the fire and rising up anew and embracing life in a deeper way. I think that perfectly sums up the entire reading. It's like the whole entire reading says that you've been through this fire, and now you are kind of being reborn. The sun is rising in your reading, and I feel that's what it's saying. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Star. Pretty crazy. You have the Sun and the Star, which is fame and fortune when they come up together. It doesn't mean you'll be famous necessarily, but it definitely says you are moving in the right direction. It's kind of like confirmation for your path. It says you are on the path to your star. And the star is like a North Star. It is having that guiding light in your life, or being on the right path, which I feel like you are. With the Seven of Swords, here you go. You have the Queen of Wands. You have the King and Queen of Wands right here. So divine counterparts. I do feel like there's like something about how you're going to enter into a person's life. And, obviously this is only for those of you that want love. But, it's like I feel this person, it's going to sound weird, but it's almost like this person here is untouchable. Or, it's like I just see them in my head as being hard to reach for whatever reason. I don't know. It's like maybe you met this person on social media or something like that. And I feel like the Seven of Swords is saying you're going to have to be tactical in how you approach this person. But I do feel like you will, if that story is for you. With the Magician, you have the King of Swords. The King of Swords is about knowledge and discernment, and I kind of feel like you are seeing the right way to do things that you want to do in your life. And I also feel like you've gained a lot of knowledge and wisdom, based off all the things that you've learned, and you're putting that into practice. You have this Teardrops card. It says great personal sorrow, 3 of Swords. I think it's time. We said this in your last reading. It's time to stop crying in the car, Scorpio. So I think it's time for you to let go of the sadness. It's like you're being reborn, and I feel like you're healing from that 3 of Swords. You have this boot card. It says increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. Yes, I think you are, though. Eight of Pentacles, right? Didn't you have the Eight of Pentacles? Yeah, you're right there, your first card. So I feel like you are increasing your efforts and you're getting better results. You have this jug. It says lighthearted, carefree time. Yeah, more playfulness. I think that everyone right now needs to be more playful. Needs to not take things too seriously because, again, when we're more playful, then we invite more love, joy, and happiness into the world, and that's what you should be doing. You have this shark card. It says, take care, there will be loss of material wealth. So again, I would keep an eye on your finances. Like, don't be, it's a bad time to waste money and all that other stuff. So I'd keep an eye on your finances. And you have this axe. It says, forces working against you. Again, we said this at the beginning of the reading. Remember where people are coming from. So if you're taking advice, or if people are telling you to do things, or people are offering advice, make sure it comes from the right place. But this looks really good, Scorpio. I love it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.